Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to part 2 of the show. So earlier on we had Zaki from Impressions Beauty Salon, and of course we learnt about maintaining one's beauty, something that is part of the Muslimahs' well-being. There's an area that I've not addressed yet, and unfortunately we do have to address it. As difficult a subject as it is, what am I talking about? I'm talking about our diet and our weight. Oh yes. And with me I have Adina from Body Tone Gym. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
So it's a scary subject for me, I'm afraid. Weight, it is an issue for me because I know that it involves exercise. But
oh yes.
Yes, are you here to tell me that it's a lot easier than I think it, is there a way of making it a little bit more beautified, is it really?
Exercise can be in so many different forms.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean just using a gym.
Okay.
It can be walking. If you're walking quite fast, you can raise your heart rate and you're burning calories. So a lot of people don't have to stick with the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, gym offers you a lot more opportunity to use different machines.
Yeah.
However, we can do exercise even by washing the car quite quick.
Yeah.
Even hoovering the house quite quickly.
Yeah.
So it can still be added as an exercise.
Yeah.
So there's so many different forms of exercise that we can
and as
undertake.
Muslim women, subhanallah, don't we have our fair share of duties? I mean,
Of course we
washing up, hoovering, cleaning,
Never
and God, the
stops.
list is so long. So what is your background? I mean, are you qualified in nutrition, etc.? What's your qualifications?
I'm a
sorry?
personal trainer and fitness instructor.
Mashallah.
And also I've been very, very active, during my youth, my early stage of my life.
Uh-huh.
And I've always been very, very active. I was into gymnastics, playing basketball, netball, everything.
So you've always had a passion
Yes.
for exercise and
Always.
sports.
Yes, as a young child,
Yeah.
I was into gymnastics for many, many years.
Yeah.
I even won loads of tournaments in school.
Well done.
So it kept me very busy indeed.
Excellent. And have you been able to, move that passion into, being Muslim? Because are you a revert?
No, I was born Muslim.
Okay,
I was
mashallah.
born Muslim, but we wasn't practicing all our lives.
Okay.
So obviously, once I started to practice, there's a hijab aspect of in woman Muslim life that it's quite difficult to, number one, become a fitness instructor and personal trainer in halal environment.
Yeah.
So probably good 10 years I was trying to find a way how to qualify myself in halal way, and we did. I do believe Allah always opened the door when you want something so bad.
Absolutely.
Allah always opened the door, and inshallah He did, mashallah.
Yeah.
And we hence that made me go into business with a body tone gym.
Uh-huh.
And we got all our staff is qualified now.
Mashallah,
And we kind of trying to make way for the Muslim woman to have halal environment to exercise.
Yeah.
We don't have a music in a gym, and we're also trying to have a Muslim way of dressing. When you go into sauna and steam room, people have to cover their aura and things like that. So we're trying to make it halal as possible for the Muslim
Fabulous.
woman.
I mean, isn't that good news that
Very
you
good
can get to
news
go to a
indeed.
gym? And I didn't know that until I got there, but you have a sauna and a
Yep.
steam room.
Yeah.
And, we were talking about earlier the fact that some women, we cover our faces and our skin becomes very dehydrated. So I guess, we get to tick a lot of boxes when it comes to looking after ourselves, mashallah. So what I was going to say to you is, in terms of accessing the community, I mean, I know your location is brilliant. You're based in Spark Hill, yeah?
That's correct. 120 Fernley Road.
120 Fernley Road, okay. And how has it been in terms of you accessing the community, our sisters? starting to come? Have they just started to learn about the gym? Because you've recently moved there, haven't you?
Yes, we were based in Small Heath, and we have relocated due to offering better facilities, bigger facilities, brand new facilities. We have made everything basically from scratch, so it's brand new, lovely and clean. The back area where we got sauna and steam and showers, that's quite large. We got large lockers, and we got brilliant response from everybody that it's a lot more bigger, better, brighter, cleaner, and that's our aim, to maintain standard of our gym.
Excellent.
And we do, I have to say, mashallah, we do have people responding and coming to use our facilities.
Okay.
I also have to mention that our staff is very welcoming, very helpful. We always try to aim and help people, help sisters, especially sometimes when you got a bit of weight and you don't feel very comfortable, and it takes you time to take that step to come into the gym. So we're always on hand to help. That's our aim, to help our sisters and community.
Absolutely. And this is what I say, is that if as a mother or a woman, we don't feel great about ourselves, then we're not going to have the energy to deal with our children to the best of our ability, because to deal with our children, it does take energy. And if you're not feeling great about yourself, then, that is going to translate or, go into other things in our life. And I believe that, when you do exercise, and, recently, by the grace of God, I have lost a bit of weight.
Mashallah.
And I did have to do exercise, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that's how it goes. There's no other way. But
yeah,
it keeps you healthy and fit.
It was. And the amazing thing that I found about doing exercise was, initially, when I looked at my task, for example, jogging or, whatever it was, I probably had no energy, no enthusiasm to do it. But once I'd done it, I actually got so much energy. It set me up for the day. And, I was able to get so much done, which is why I think it is so important, So you were saying you do coffee mornings?
Yes, we do coffee mornings with part of Kids Go Wild.
Yes.
Because we've got soft play area downstairs as well.
Excellent.
So mothers can come in with their children. It's not part of the Body Tone gym. Sometimes people get confused because they think they can just leave the children there and then go upstairs and use the gym.
Wow.
It's completely separate business. You have to look after your own child. But yes, we do offer coffee mornings. So the mothers can bring the kids as well to have a bit of exercise running around.
Yeah.
So I think our aim is to offer exercise fitness for all over, for the mothers and the children as well. So, the kids can run around, have a nice little play on the soft area, and also we got cafe, fully operative cafe there as well. Excellent. So sisters can come in and socialise as well, come for the coffee mornings.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity, I think, because, for someone who is practicing, you want to go to a place where that there are just sisters.
Yep.
You can literally take your hijab off, you can let your hair down, and you can go and spend quality time with other people. What I find in the community that is going on is there are a lot of sisters who have the biggest, beautifulest smiles, but deep down they're really depressed.
Of course.
And sometimes getting out and meeting other people, or, doing other things and getting involved in things is the only way that they get to access other people to realize how to cure their depression. For example, if they're depressed about being fat, for example, and they meet another woman at the gym and it's like, hey, I'm really down about this, but this is how I dealt with it, then it's a way of us building up our confidence. And I think that is so important, and it's brilliant where your gym is, the Kids Go Wild bit, because you're breaking a cultural norm, and that cultural norm is usually from what I know, the women do stay at home because they've got nowhere to go. But now, alhamdulillah, you got somewhere to go. You know, have you experienced that?
Yes, there is facility, like I said, that we kind of mainly looked at the women and the children. Like you said, we're living in predominantly Asian area, and stigma about women staying at home, being at home, and unfortunately being depressed. So I think it's quite important that, you know, that people do come out and socialize. And sometimes, like you said, if the lady got problem with the weight, she can have a body gym buddy to come with somebody, or you know, sometimes people end up meeting, you know, friends there and becoming a friends, using the gym together. And I have noticed lots of ladies, they actually started to make friends, come out, lose the weight, feel happy, and you know, happy mother is good mother, you know, for whole household. Happy Muslimah.
So positively then, you've seen that
Definitely.
difference happen in the, you know, because you've been open for how long now?
About 6 months in a new location.
Yeah.
And previously for 4 years.
Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah.
So you've actually have you seen that self-confidence in the women that are coming there? We
definitely have. We have seen when ladies come and they lose the weight, they start to feel a lot better in themselves, a lot more happier, brighter, even depression kind of, it helps depression. Exercise produces hormone, feel good hormone, and it generally makes you feel better anyway. Like you said, you feel you got more energy, you're feeling better in yourself, and it's something to keep you kind of going, keep you healthy and active. Yeah. So we definitely have seen a lot of positive from feedback from our customers.
So how does it work then? I'm at home, I'm like, I want to lose weight, you know, you've got personal training service, you know, how does it work? What can I access as an individual if I do want to get to the gym? What's waiting for me? What kind of incentives have you got there?
Right. We got, like I said, all our staff is qualified. We are very, very much paying attention to the health and safety of our customers.
Okay.
So everybody's been screened. We make sure that all our youngsters, we got a lot of youngsters coming to use a gym, that they're not using the weights because they're quite young. So we pay a lot of attention to, obviously the bones are still growing and developing.
Do you, just out of curiosity, because, you know, if we look at the young girls, they are really skinny, and when we look at the media pressures, you know, they are really forcing them to conform to a certain way or a look. I mean, do you know, address these kind of things? Because, you know, what I try to do on the show is bring back Quran and Sunnah.
Of course.
You know, and I know, mashallah, you know, the salon, not the salon, sorry, I'm still in impressions mode from earlier, but I know that the facilities have got a lot of Muslimah staff, you know, mashallah, all of them. So, you know, do you touch on the fact that, yes, we should look good, but, you know, we should do it within limitations? Our body has rights.
Of course. A lot, like I said, we have noticed a lot of our young girls are coming from age of 13, 14. Obviously, they have to have a parent's consent to use facilities. However, if we do a screening, we always make sure to ask what's their reason for losing the weight, and we will stigmatized. It's not being skinny, size 4 or 6. Just being healthy, and we keep eye on our youngsters, making sure that they don't over exercise, that they lose a weight. Our aim is to promote health, healthy weight, not a skinny anorexic weight. We are very much against that.
Okay. And women who've just had babies, is there any programs there for?
You mean particular? Just
I mean, how soon can you?
After 6 weeks, once you've been cleared out from a doctor, once doctors authorize that you can exercise, you can come back to the gym, it's not a problem. We will advise you how to gradually increase your fitness level, and obviously your stomach area is still quite weak, so you have to gradually work on your core. Core is a lower part of your abdomen, so we will advise you and guide you. We will advise you and guide you with everything. Like I said, we are very much kind of concentrating on health and safety of our clients, well-being, and that they use the gym correctly. That's why we made sure that all our staff is qualified.
Excellent. I mean, I can imagine it must be, I can imagine in all fields of services, you do get sisters that open up eventually and they want to offload on their problems. But
of course.
I think it's really important that women start getting out there, and husbands and, and brothers let the women do that. So often I hear, husbands going to the gym. I'm just going to the gym. Do you know what I mean? And, they want their women to look so good, when they come home and, lose their belly and blah, blah, blah. But then they're not looking after the children. And if there's any husbands out there, I want you to do this, yeah. I want you to spend a whole day with your children, from beginning to end, to changing the nappies, to going out there and doing the shopping. Because I tell you something, if you do that, I think you'll look at your wife very differently. Seriously. Yeah. Because, subhanAllah, I see the women are just pushing themselves, and they, as women, I think we naturally love our children. We do things for our, for our husbands, and we always put ourselves last. But, the reality is we have to look after ourselves, because without us, we can't function. And, we know that when we do get run down, I can only speak from my own experience, is that when I'd get run down, it would just be a total breakdown of my body, because I've pushed myself to a limit that is so unhealthy. But, getting out there, going to gyms, I was able to start meeting other women, start sharing certain experiences. Like when you're homeschooling, for example, you get to I'm finding it really hard with this subject, and other people are like, oh yeah, well I do this. I was actually able to then start lightening my load. And I think it's really important that you've not only got the gym there, not only got the kids Kids Go Wild play area, but you've got the coffee morning, so that you're bringing in the community and letting them get comfortable with the environment, inshallah. So I understand that you've got a creche there as well.
Yes, it is. We got a creche that we at the moment offering just 5 places, but once we got more demand, we will hopefully offer.
Are you not
spaces.
Full with them spaces? I could imagine. There's no excuse. If there's, what age does it go from? Sorry,
it's from age 1 till 4.
Okay.
We are full, and we have a lot more demand.
Okay, right.
But it's just kind of making sure that we because we still obviously
safety aspects,
of course, we kind of just relocated. It's only still 6 months, so little hiccups here and there, but yes, of course, we will. We obviously, like a safety aspect, we have to make sure that all that is covered. But yes, definitely, we can take children on from the age of 1 till 4 years old.
Yeah,
we got a lady who looks after them. We got a creche area. So yes, we do offer.
We're coming up to nearly the end of the interview, I'm afraid, but any successful stories that you want to tell us about within the short space? Well, 4 years you said, so you've seen any successful stories?
We have. I think one thing that I need to really mention, exercise is very important, but 80% what we eat, it basically determined how much weight do we lose. So it's not point being fit and active and exercise and then just go back and put a calorie back in. The healthy eating plays very, very important part of being fit and active.
Yeah.
So I think it's what a lot of our clients need to understand, or even listeners, that we must eat healthy. It goes hand in hand, not just working hard, exercising, because if we just go back and eat very high calorie meals or large portion of the meal, we're not going to really lose much of a weight.
So what's the ideal diet then? I mean, can I tell you my diet?
We don't do diets.
Oh.
All right, let me tell me your diet.
Okay.
Let me hear your diet.
It is a diet, because if I could, I'd have egg, beans, cheese on toast and all the rest. And Actually, I must say that, so now I have just porridge with soya milk because milk doesn't really work well with me, and I figured soya milk is less calories.
Healthier, yes.
And then I did have, the egg, beans and cheese. And what I found was, number one, I could only eat one toast when usually I could get probably 2 toasts down, and secondly, I didn't actually really enjoy it. And I realised that when we're eating, we don't actually stop and enjoy the food. We literally, when you've got that hunger signal, you're just gulping it down. And, I think it takes maybe, 15 to 20 minutes for your body to register that you're not hungry anymore. Is that right?
That's correct. What's happening, a lot of people, I've noticed, they just eat for sake of it, out of boredom. A lot of our customers, they'll say, I'm bored and I'm snacking on this, I'm snacking on that, and you don't even realize how much calories you're adding in day. And if you're not burning, hence that's why the weight's got to come up, creep up very quickly. So we tend not to follow any diets because diets don't work. Healthy eating is key. Like you said, healthy breakfast, porridge, Weetabix, things like that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong having scrambled eggs and a toast. So alternative days you eat different things. Yeah. And then make sure that you snack in between your meals. Healthy snacks like fruit, seeds, nuts and dry fruit. But again, very small amount. Yeah. You don't eat whole bag. A lot of people would say, I will eat whole bag.
At first it seems quite daunting, doesn't it, when you look at these little measly nuts and whatever. But what I found was that my appetite became, like I could eat smaller portions and become very content.
Of course.
So, definitely. So, meals? What about evening meals?
Yes. What I'm noticing working with a lot of Asian community, Somalian community, Arab community, they tend to eat a lot of carbohydrates. Yeah. And carbohydrates are killing people. Yeah, slowly and surely.
It's serious. I mean,
very serious thing.
I think they said, don't they, that the top morbidity diseases are actually food related.
Yes.
So alarm bells, as mothers, and as husbands who are, the head of households, we have to take a big look at what food is coming in. I've done a show about, children and food and the connection. And basically, if you feed your children junk, they're going to act like lunatics.
Of course.
And if you have junk yourself, you're going to look like, two people.
Of course. And it's not just that. It's basically, with the food, you're slowly killing yourself.
Yeah, stop.
Predominantly fat on the belly is quite dangerous because it goes straight to the heart. Fat is travels straight to the heart. So, if you look at a lot of the Asian community, Somalian community, they're having quite a lot of problem with the heart, with diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, things like that. Yeah. It's all interlinked with weight that they carry on, middle area, the stomach area. So I think it's very important to watch those carbohydrates in the evening. Eat them at the daytime. We don't cut anything out. Carbohydrates are important. They're very important for the brain function. So nothing is to be cut out of diet. Just eat small amounts. Yeah. Did you know that our body just needs that much rice, like a handful of rice a meal? How many of us eat that many? Yeah. So a lot of my clients will say I eat big plates.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that, through my own experience, is that, I'm not saying it in a boastful way, but, I've tried to adhere to fasting on the Monday and the Thursday. Yeah. And, doing it as a result has actually, it's almost like you purify your system. On a weekly basis, you reset your system. Like because on the Tuesday, I'll think twice about eating something, or because we drink unnecessarily and we just eat, we're just doing it. It's a habit, Whereas I found that when I was doing that regular fasting on a Monday and a Thursday, I would think twice and think, actually, and I would only do it out of a necessity. And, it really has helped. And I think if we do go back to Quran and Sunnah,
definitely,
we're not going to be obese because Salah is a form of exercise if we do it correctly.
Definitely.
And, when we look at how Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to eat
3 parts of food, that's all. He didn't eat
absolutely
all the parts. 3 parts of food and 3 parts of water. And
Absolutely, yeah. So, our advices are there,
Definitely.
So just, we're coming to the end of the show now. So if anybody wants to get in touch, what's the telephone number? What's the address of the salon?
A salon?
I'm so in impressions mode. Like, gosh, okay, I knew that. So, yeah, Body
Tone Gym.
Tone Gym.
Yeah. Our telephone number is 0121 772 3632.
Okay.
And we are based at 120 Fernley Road, Spark Hill.
Excellent. And I'm sure Unity FM listeners can get a nice cheeky discount, hopefully.
Of course.
Just mention
inshallah.
Unity FM, hopefully.
Yes, and we will adhere to that.
Excellent. Okay, Jazakallah khairan for coming onto the show.
Jazakallah khairan for having me.
Always, I have learned, something new.
Jazakallah.
I'm going to continue with my regime, inshallah. We will talk after the show about my regime,
Inshallah.
So, yeah. But been brilliant having you on. Any words of advice for our beautiful sisters out there?
Keep active and eat healthy and look after yourself. Our health is our wealth.
Excellent.
And make sure you take care of it.
Excellent.
Jazakallah khairan.
Okay, and thank you to all my listeners. I'll see you next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.